guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today we are doing an eyeshadow palette recommendation video. Today is all of my 2023 fall eyeshadow palette recommendations. Now I have done this video twice before over the years. I will leave those videos linked in case you're interested in some older palettes that are good fall inspo, but I don't think I've done this video in 2 years since the last time I did it. So these are all palettes that are not repeats from those videos, so you'll have lots of fall recommendations, both old and new, between these three videos. Before we get into the recommendation list, I hope you consider subscribing to my channel. I upload videos twice a week. It's totally free to subscribe, and I would love to have you back on the channel. I love chatting with you guys in the comments. It's so much fun to me. Also got a giveaway going on right now, so I'll leave that video linked if you're interested in learning how to enter the giveaway. All right, now the first couple of these you're gonna be hard pressed to find, I'm not gonna lie. They're like done, limited edition, out of stock, whatever you wanna call it. So we'll fly through them quickly. First, from Adept Cosmetics, the Heather Austin collab. But I had to mention it because, I mean, look at this. It is fall, right? The mustardy yellow, greens, berry tones, in the shifty shades. We gotta mention the shifty shades. I love them so much. So if you've got that one, no longer available, but bring it out, now's the time. And then from ABH, I had to mention Subculture. I was watching Brittany Ray's video recently where she was talking about fall palettes, and I share her possibly unpopular opinion that I actually like this palette a lot. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I think it is a very fall color story. Honestly, this one and the Adept one, I've never used them together, but those would pair beautifully. Yeah, and I miss the smaller pan size. I don't know what ABH is doing now with these newer palettes, but I'm not a fan of the bigger pan sizes. And I really, really love this like velvet feeling packaging that they did on this one. Are you team Subculture, or you like, get that out of here, you are out of your mind? Let me know in the comments. Moving on to Milan Rowe and their collab with Doodles by the Bunny. I used this recently. I'll leave the video linked. This is their Poison Ivy palette, and it's really fun for fall time, you guys. It's got some of the greens. It again has like burgundy. This like muted blue was really, really interesting. I used it in one of the looks, and then anything that's like gray, taupey, whatever you want to call it, color, I love for fall, anything like that. Now this one, I do want to let you guys know, is not going to be available for long. Unfortunately, Milan Rowe is closing. They're going out of business. So if you want that one, you like the looks of it, you want to give it a try. It does have one pressed glitter that I just avoid, but it's $12 right now on their site. And I think they said maybe like by the end of the month or so, they're going to be done. So check that out if you want it. Won't be around for long. Moving on, from Nomad Cosmetics, we've got the Hudson Valley palette. This is a true fall palette, you guys. We're talking warm tones, oranges, reds, shimmers, the whole gamut, right? And one of the things I love best about Nomad is their embossing. Hopefully you guys can see they've got like little donuts. They've got a little person hiking. So cute. There's all kinds of stuff, right? We've got like forestry, like turnips and mushrooms and stuff like that in that one. And then over here we have more like pumpkin-y. There's one that is like apple and cider, music notes. They're like all different embossings. I don't think anything's repeated in this one, which I feel like that had to have cost money, right? To get like all those different custom embossings, but it's just a really cool feature about the brand in a classic fall color story. Next up, I want to mention from Fantasy Cosmetica, the Bard. This one, now the shade in the middle throws it off a little bit, right? Like you might be like, what, fall? Because there is this blue that I don't know would be, maybe not, but fall, right? We've got orange, yellow. The champagne is really pretty as a highlighter too. Ignore the blue. We've got this orange, and then even this green shimmer over here I think is kind of fall. And then the bottom, we've got the matte green and a berry matte and a berry shimmer. So, and look at the color of the packaging too, right? It's fall. I really like this formula. I've used this palette multiple times and have had nothing but good experiences. And I just love Fantasy Cosmetica as a brand. Love their theming, love D&D. We're moving on. Next up, I've got a couple here from Melt Cosmetics. And I don't think either of these are super new actually, but I've never mentioned them in a fall recommendations before. This one is the Rust palette. This one I've used quite a lot recently. I don't think I have this month, but it's definitely been in one of my palette rankings, I think recently, unless I'm going crazy. I don't know, you guys can tell me. Sometimes I feel like I just used it and then I looked the last time I used it and it's been 3 months and I'm like, I swear I just used it. So, you know, what is time? But anyway, back on topic, here is the palette. We've got lovely rich browns. We've got the yellow, right? It's just a really nice one. Melt Cosmetics does not have the most impressive shimmers around, but they're not bad. They're just kind of run-of-the-mill, so I feel like these are good for an everyday palette, right? Not necessarily something that's gonna be like, ooh, special, ooh, ah, but really nice for everyday. And then the other one is the Gemini 2. Of course, the Gemini 1, of course, but I think I've mentioned that before in other videos. But the Gemini 2, for example, right here. Here it is. Looks so good. All of these like mauve tones are so nice. And then we've got the grungy greens. Again, the shimmer is not the best formula for sure, but yeah, it's good color story. Now, something that is a little bit different, like I don't talk about this brand too much on my channel, not because I dislike them, I just don't have a lot from them and they don't interest me a ton, but this one did. This is a great fall palette. This is the Cutting Edge palette from Dose of Colors. It has this really nice matte touch case to it, very small, wonderful for travel, and it is this fun fall color story, right? We've got this kind of like mustardy yellowy green, almost like the lip I'm wearing today, this like cider color, a gold shimmer, a green shimmer, kind of a burnt orange, and like an olive green. It's just a really nice little fall on the go palette, and the brush is really nice that comes with this too, honestly. I know these like little palettes from them used to be much more popular than they are now, but I think that's genuinely a decent formula that's worth checking out. We are down to the last two, you guys. If you want to go a little bit grungier for fall, you don't want the normal autumn, orange, yellow, what have you, you could try the Ace Beauté Tropical Vibes palette. This one does have a couple bright pops, but it definitely has like the khakis, the orange, kind of yellow, but more chartreuse leaning. You can go a little bit more orangey, burnt orange with this one. And then you compare them with this Rainforest, which is kind of like a greeny gold if you don't want to go. To me, this is more of a summer shade. So this is like a multi-purpose, I feel like, transitional shade where you could get more summery looks, but there's also the potential for fall in this one, just depending on what shades you select. But I think it is a good one for this like transitional time between like summer and fall. And it was such a good video. I think it was Heather Austin that did a video that was like all about palettes that are good transitional palettes. And if I have any other videos, by the way, guys, where I'm like using any of these palettes instead of just holding them up, I'll link them in case you want to see the palettes in action. And finally, last but not least, from Blend Bunny Cosmetics, another one that is one of my top 5 favorite indie brands that I think are the best of the best right now. This is the All Done Up palette. I think this is the most fall palette that they have in their range. Some people might argue the Surge, but I do think this one is more fall than that. And it's really this row of mattes that does it for me, that makes me think fall personally for this. The Surge just has, you know, it has those neons in it, and that I can see why people would say that one, but I really do think this one is more fall. And I think my people that are more neutral lovers and don't like so much bold color, this one is a wonderful one to play with, like a little bit of color, but it's still muted and it's very wearable, and it's a wonderful formula. very blendable. Of course, it's called Blend Bunny. I'd be worried if it wasn't with that title in their company name. And the shimmers just keep getting better and better. They're a really nice shade. They're a really nice formula that you can make it more like a topper where you sprinkle on a little glitz, or you can really build it up and make it opaque too. So yeah, guys, those are my 10 fall eyeshadow palette recommendations for 2023. Let me know what your favorite fall palettes are right now. And yeah, thanks so much if you made it all the way to the end. I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye!